Yo, Lee. I think we got another one.
Come on.
Sing it.
Thought you should know that I will never ever go away.
So you'll never have to worry.
As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky.
You'll never have to worry.
Though it may seem today that I'm so far away from you, you never have to fall, 'cause I'm right here before you call my name. And I'll come running to heal you, feel you, take you by the hand, and I'll show you the way to where I am. All you should know that I will never ever go away.
So you'll never have to worry.
As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky.
Never have to worry.
Forget your yesterdays, for when this night to brand new day gives way. Your life, your breath renewed, a ray of sun reminds you it's okay. You'll never be alone if you feel me, hear me, take me into your heart, and we'll never ever have to part. Thought you should know that I would never ever go away.
Never have to worry.
As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky.
Never have to worry. Never have to worry about a thing. Don't have to worry. You will never have to worry about a thing. Don't have to worry about a thing.
Thought you should know that I would never ever go.
So you'll never have to worry.
As long as I care for the sparrows in the sky. Oh yeah. Don't worry. Said I never seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging bread.
So you'll never have to worry.
Consider the lilies, how they grow. Whatever you need, your Father knows. Oh, come on, let me say.
Oh, you'll never. Don't you know you never have to worry? I will always be there. Oh yeah, said you will never have to worry. You will never have to worry. Oh, yes.
If you only knew what I'd do for you, just be me, nothing that we couldn't do. If you'd only do what I asked you to, I would make your dreams come true. If you only knew. For so long I've been waiting to spend some time with you. You don't know, you cannot imagine the things that we could do. If you would only let me in, I would do something special just for you. Only for you. saving in. I have so many plans for me and you. If you only knew, if you only knew what I do for you, it'd just be me and you, nothing that we couldn't do. If you only do what I asked you to, I would make your dreams come true. If you only knew, why don't you? Can we go somewhere just me and you? Just the two. Don't delay. It's your day. Would it be okay? Just let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Take places that you've never been. Answer all of the questions you never asked. Oh, you never asked. If you would only take my hand. No more sorrow, no more pain. Never ever hurt again. I'll give you shelter from the rain. All I really want to say is I love you. Let me take you in my arms and just fly away. Ooh, never gonna let you go, baby. Don't wake up tomorrow may never come. Just be me and you, nothing that we couldn't do. If you only do what I asked you to, I would make your dreams come true. If you only knew. Just between you and me, this is nice. There's no tricks. Ooh, this love is just between. This is nice. Ooh, there's no tricks. This love is just what do I have to do to let you know? Should I make your flowers grow? Should I make it rain or snow? Yeah. So many things I've done just for you. Forest green and ocean blue, just to show my love is true. Just between you and me, this is nice. There's no tricks. This love is so real, just between. This is nice. There's no tricks. This love is so real, yeah. Don't you know I taught the birds to fly, hung the stars up in the sky? Can you guess the reason why? Can you take more than a passing glance? Nothing is by happenstance, yet you think it's just by chance. Just between you and me, this is not no tricks. This love is so real. Between you and me, this is not. There's no tricks. This love is so real. Ocean deep, river wide, valley low.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, everybody.
So good to see y'all again.
Hey.
Once again for this evening. We decided to have a little mood music tonight.
Hey.
Y'all need a little something tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Come on. Get it.
So we got everybody here tonight as usual, our normal people. And it looks to me like Horace is complaining about something. He is saying that he's here despite the system error. So I'm wondering, Horace, do you still not have your top chime status right now? Is that what they're saying? 'Cause that's kind of jacked up, man.
If you don't, that's gonna be messed up.
But we found out something from somebody recently. Somebody sent us something saying that they basically, what is that on 30? There we go like this, watch.
Okay.
Okay, so basically what we heard was that one of our people was on here trying to get that top fan status. Mm-hmm. And what they did was they went back and watched a whole bunch of old episodes that they hadn't watched on Facebook. And they said, after I don't know how many times, they were like, I got it. I got the status. So anyway, I don't know. So you can go back and watch some old stuff or something. You know what I'm saying? John dancing.
Primo.
Did you call that dancing?
John be dancing. People don't know that.
I was just moving my body at the same time as the music. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I consider that dancing. That wasn't actually good dancing anyway.
It was. You could dance, baby.
So what's up with you guys? Where y'all at? You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing tonight? So we're in the middle of something. April and I have been doing this week a 5-day dating challenge. I don't know if you guys know this, but May is International Date Your Mate.
National.
Oh, just national.
National Date Your Mate
National
Month.
Date Your Mate Month. Whatever it is.
Another
I don't know
national
why.
day.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So basically what we've been doing to lead up to our big event, because we're having another free live event coming up, How to Fire Up Your Sex Life, if you want to know. If you haven't seen anything on it or if you don't know about it, here it is right here. It's coming up this upcoming Monday. May 10th at 8 p.m.
Right.
And basically to lead up to that, what we've been doing is we've been having a 5-day dating challenge to try to get you sort of woken up in your relationship. Sometimes I think we're relational zombies sometimes, man. We just
going with the flow.
Yeah, just not
really taking time out to set aside to just enjoy each other.
Right.
Yeah.
So we figure, you should date, since it's National Date Your Mate Month anyway.
You might as well.
do something. You know what I'm saying? So we said for the next 5 days, what we're doing. So we're in day 3 right now.
Right.
That's what we've been doing every day this week. And we invite you to join us if you haven't yet. It just leads up to our big event. So if you want to share with somebody else a website that they can go to in order to find out more about this upcoming free live event, just send them this link right here, sexlife.justjohnandapril.com. And if they go there, they can sign up for our free live event that's coming up on May 10th. So this could change your life. So anyway.
Good job, Horace. He took his boo on a date to a poetry cafe and had lunch.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
And you going like next level with that
I
joint.
know.
You know what I'm saying? Hey. So
what do you mean that didn't show up?
Primo said that's cheating. Going back and watching old episodes is cheating. So he's saying you need to get your top chime status by being here live. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For the lives. And maybe, I don't know, that may be cheating, but whatever you gotta do to get the badge, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, but Horace is a true chime.
Why is Primo saying that you didn't show up for the first date night?
I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about.
The first date night was the living room picnic.
Living room picnic.
And
I was there.
April was there.
And I enjoyed the pizza that John made.
The homemade pizza.
So boom, Primo, I was there. Hey, Bryant, what's going on?
He talking about saying he got 1.8 billion reasons to say I'm sorry, and babe, you are all right. Yeah, we're gonna get into that tonight in a second. By the way, just in case you're wondering, you can find merch for John and April at merch.justjohnandapril.com, and we got a bunch of stuff there. We got our top chime t-shirts. Man, it's hard to say that, man. Top chime t-shirts. We have our John and April logoed stuff on there. We got a bunch of other stuff, so if you want to go, you can check it out.
Oh, Primo, that was the second date. That was the second day.
Oh, you're talking about that one. Yeah. Okay,
I was
so
not in the car.
Day 2, we did a dream drive where basically you're supposed to drive with your spouse somewhere and just dream about stuff. And we weren't together. I was playing
somebody
golf.
was driving.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So she was at the second date. You know what I'm saying?
Look at her, some full disclosure. It was at my son's school.
So it wasn't technically strictly a date night. It was his son's event that he took his wife to.
Funny.
Was there food involved at all? You know what I'm saying? What's up, Jeremiah?
Hey, Jeremiah.
Good to see you, man. Was there any food involved, Horace? Because, that's when it's considered, I guess, kind of a date.
Well,
Otherwise,
he said cafe. He said it had lunch.
he said that, but I don't know.
He
if
said
that's
and
really
had
true.
lunch.
Okay, well.
So,
We're finding out more now, so I want to know, was lunch just us stopping at the drive-thru on the way?
Or
was it actually
lunch a
part
school
of it?
lunch?
That's what I'm saying. Well, yeah, exactly. Was it the
But
cafeteria
they're
at the school?
serving
You know
the
what
school
I'm saying?
lunch.
They give it all to us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
He
Hey,
Jocelyn,
Jocelyn,
he tried it.
He did. He tried it, Jocelyn. It sounded really good, though.
Brian said it's COVID, so all outings outside the house matters. I agree. You know what I'm saying? That is a good point.
I
And
agree.
See how he's being vague? Yes, food was there.
I need more detail on this. Jocelyn, you tell us the truth. Tell us what really.
She not gonna let that be a real Sheldon Winston.
What's up,
What's the deal,
Sheldon?
man? No, we're not having too much fun. Tonight is a regular night. You know what I'm saying?
It's
This
a
ain't
regular
even
night.
like. You know
It's
what
what we do. It's
What's the deal, man? Yo, man, I wonder if you're still playing golf and if you got your handicap down to single digits yet. Actually, you've probably been single digits. It may be 5 or 4 now, something like that.
I knew
Anyway.
that was gonna come up.
Okay, so Shalita
All right.
Davis and I had lunch for 2 times per week. My office is 10 minutes from her school. Great. Oh, that is nice, man.
Wow, that is
That's dope.
lovely.
So it sounds like they have a date sort of thing going all the time, which is what we're trying
that's
to
what
encourage
we're trying
here.
to encourage.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
love that, Primo.
Yes, that's good. Elaine, what's up?
Hey, Lane.
Good to see you, girl.
Yes.
We got a couple of those boxes for our mothers for Mother's
That's
Day,
right.
by the way.
So
we're
my
excited
vision
about
is
that.
clear.
That's right.
Elaine Kennedy, she has some great
Mother's
Mother's
Day
Day
boxes. Maybe it's too late to order them now,
Elaine,
those.
can you put in the chat? Go ahead and put in where you can find those Mother's Day baskets. And it's not too late because what you do is you get your, which is what we did,
Mm-hmm.
got Mama a gift that came today
Right.
for Sunday, and then you get the basket
Whenever
she
it
can
gets
get
there.
later, and then
Okay.
it's like an extra surprise.
I thought I was ordering the baskets early enough for them to get it by Sunday. That was my
no,
plan. For my
probably
mom
not.
and
you
yours.
ordered it too late for that. You should have been ordering.
hope not.
So
will see.
So Elaine, go ahead and put your put that in the chat so that people can know where to go and get and order their
Mother's Day
my
boxes.
vision is clear Mother's Day boxes.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Yes,
Yeah.
very nice, very nice.
Okay, y'all. So there it is.
Okay. Go ahead and put that
MyVisionIsClear.com.
up there.
I will put that here. It's already in the chat if you want to just click it, but I'll put it up on the screen so you can see it. If you go here, you can get some dope Mother's Day boxes. All kind of stuff in there. I think bath bomb and some
Bath
lotion.
butter.
Yeah, body butter, stuff like that's in there.
Devotional,
A nice T-shirt.
Journals.
Oh, yeah.
Or a journal.
So we each got one for our
Yes.
mothers. I got one for April's mom and for my mom and sent it to them. Actually, I just thought about it. They watch every time. So
Oops.
they now know what they got. Sorry, I wasn't thinking.
Oops. That's okay. That's coming later. It's still
Yeah,
a surprise.
You'll
still a
just
surprise.
see it. It's nice.
Hopefully they didn't tune in yet. Fruits, veggies, and finger snacks were there. It was a nice time, but not a date. You know what, Josh? I'm so glad you came on here because Horace that wasn't right, Horace.
So what we need to do, one of these nights, we need to play a game. It needs to be called Date, Not a Date.
Right, exactly.
And I bet you most of the time husbands be
Date,
trying to
not
pawn
a
off stuff as a
date.
date that's not a date.
Because Horace
You know
sounded
what
like
I'm
he was doing some stuff. You were making folk look bad.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, y'all.
All right.
So tonight's topic.
Yes.
Here it is.
Okay. Divorce after 27 years.
So this topic doesn't have an actual question. It's kind of a question. Divorce after 27 years? It's not like
Yeah.
a question from a person. This comes from the recent news that I'm sure you've seen, that Bill and Melinda Gates are getting divorced. They've been married for 27 years. They got married in 1994. I guess the big thing about this, for me at least, is that I don't think of Bill Gates as a ladies' man or anything. So I guess whenever I hear, and I want to just start by asking this question, whenever I hear that someone's getting divorced after being married for a long time, and I think we can all agree 27 years is a good long time.
Yeah, I
right?
mean, yeah.
Whenever that happens, though, my automatic assumption is maybe that someone was unfaithful. And
That's the first thing that does come to mind.
usually that's what
Yeah,
comes to mind.
right.
And maybe this person was unfaithful early on in the relationship, and it's been kind of a thing that's been going, and one or the other in the relationship was like, okay, I've had enough of this.
Right.
It's time
That's
for me
what
to be
you
done.
think,
That's what
okay.
kind of comes to my mind.
Right,
I
right.
can think of a couple other reasons too. But what I want to know is, did it bother you? Did it do anything to you at all to hear that Bill and Melinda Gates were talking about getting divorced after 27 years? Like, did it move the
First
needle
of
for you
all,
at all?
I didn't even know Bill's wife's name. So Look, I didn't even know he was married. I mean, honestly.
Okay.
Honestly, I
Now,
did not know.
I think I know him
I knew
more
they were
because
married. I knew he
in
was married.
tech.
Yes, you're in
So
tech, so
I'm
you knew
into-
more.
yeah,
yes.
right.
So no, it didn't shock me at
Right,
all. I
right.
mean, that never shocks me. I mean, come on.
Right.
It's not shocking.
Right.
But it is kind of like, wow, how can you? I guess wow sounds like shock, but not shocking. But just like, I just think, man, 7 years from now will be 27 for us. You know.
That's not that long from now.
Right. So would I be ready to just? I mean, I guess it's really not a long time when you think about 50 years. You know, when you think 40 years, when you think 50 years. You know.
True.
But I guess I think 27 years. That's a long time being together. You've had, you know, they got kids, and so it's like, what happened?
Right.
That would make it get to the point where you're like, okay, I'm done.
Exactly.
After 27, after 30 years, 35. I mean, we've seen all those numbers. 40, I'm done. What is it that happens that makes you just quit when, like you said, there was no infidelity? Because according to the news and stuff,
Right.
that wasn't the case.
It
And
doesn't
did.
seem like that was a major factor, though. One of our chimes said just now.
Yeah.
Sylvia said he took yearly trips with his ex. I read an article about it today. So I don't know about that. The article April
The
read.
article I read
from
said
Time
there was
magazine.
no infidelity, but it did say that doesn't mean that both of them aren't going to be quickly into their
new
next relationship.
Right.
So
right. Which would probably suggest something.
yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a
know.
different question.
Okay.
Okay. My question is, we've been married 20 years. I know for a fact that there are a couple of things that would make you consider divorcing me. But I want to know,
Okay.
besides infidelity and beside two things that would never happen.
Okay.
Okay, infidelity and physical abuse. I think those are the two things that make you be like, man, please, I'm done with this.
You got that right.
Right. Okay, so is there something else? Because what I want to know is those two things weren't involved here, or at least it seems. Maybe that's not true. But
Okay. I'm gonna say this. I'm about to be
go ahead,
fully transparent here. I mean, we always are, right?
chime it up.
But I'm about to really chime up right now. We have been in ruts in our marriage.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, we can count on our fingers. It hasn't been a bunch, but
Yeah.
I'm saying it's been enough where I can say, I remember them. You know, I remember the however many ruts, right? Where it's just hard to get out of this, whatever we were going through, the arguing, whatever it is we were doing, where we weren't getting along, whatever. And I said to myself before, I know that we're going to fix this because we do,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But if this was something that could not be fixed, I don't think I could live like this. Seriously. Like, you know, and it was just not a good, you know, we weren't in a good place in our marriage at times, and we had to work through that. But if we had not worked through it and it actually worked,
You were like, I'm not sure I could live like this the rest of my life.
I'm not sure I could live like that for the rest of my
Yeah.
life. So I'm saying, I think I do understand where it could get to a point where, and I'm not saying you should divorce, of course.
Right.
You know, I'm not ever saying that.
Right. You're not
But what
advocating that.
no, I'm not advocating that. But what I am saying is, I can see how.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I
Yes.
can see how somebody could feel like, I can't do this no more. I can't live like this. You know what I'm saying?
So give me some examples of things other than infidelity or physical abuse or something like that that would make you say, I would at least consider it.
Like if my husband was, let's just say, first of all, let's just use some of the things that was going on with Bill. Okay, he's a workaholic. Okay, he says that he's constantly working all the time.
I'm not positive you can
Okay,
get as rich
can
as he
you-
is without being a workaholic.
Exactly.
I'm just not sure.
No, you're right.
Maybe you can, but I don't know.
No, I doubt it. So what
I
I'm
think
saying,
I read he's worth like 130 billion, like the two of them
insane.
together.
So she really didn't get enough, to be honest.
We're gonna talk about that in a second too,
Okay.
because I think
Yeah.
Aaron just said he gave her which we knew he gave
Yeah,
her 1.8 billion,
right, billion
on the day that
on
she
the
asked for
day.
divorce, right?
But that can't be it. Like all that money he got.
Right.
But anyway, what I'm saying is, I feel like working all the time, never really spending quality time together. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you might go on some family vacations 3 or 4 times a year, but when you're there, are you liking each other? Or y'all just hanging with the kids? Are you just doing stuff with the kids? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it seems like, I mean, think about it. They have kids. I don't know if y'all know this. I mean, you know, this is not something that's hard to know, but they have kids between the ages of 18 and 24. All right. That sounds like when that youngest one turned 18, it was like deuces.
Right, that's what it sounds like.
They was like, okay, the kids are grown now. They all adults. We planned this 10 years ago. When little Danny or little Sally turns 18, peace.
Right.
Okay? That's what, I mean, think about it. Like Aaron said, he gave her $1.8 billion on the day. That means that was already planned.
That
They
has
done
to be
planned
that.
that thing out.
It seems too coordinated.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like they said, we're going to stay together until the kids become adults, and then we're going to go ahead and have our own lives. And I feel like let's talk about this. I feel like they actually might have a good relationship where they can be divorced and still work together and
But then why divorce
have a
them?
work relationship, because it wasn't what do you mean why divorce? They want to be with other people.
Oh, maybe.
They want real love. Because they may not be in love anymore.
It's possible.
And then you may not even like the person in that way where you want to be with them like
This is
in
my
the
thing.
same house.
This is my
I
thing.
mean, you know.
I feel like there's a certain number of years that when you're with somebody, especially after you get to a certain age, that it feels like, well, I guess if you're worth that much money, you pretty much can get anybody you want. because what I'm saying is, at some
is it
point,
true?
I'm saying at
You know,
some
is it
point, I
real?
feel like no one's gonna want me anymore. So even if I don't like you or you don't like me, I mean, who am I? Most
What do you mean?
people.
You mean how old they
how
are?
old and crotchety I am. You know what I'm saying?
No. First of all, men can get women at any age.
I mean,
all
that
you
may-
got to do is
that
just
may be
dress
true. Have
nice
money.
and cut up your beard real good. I'm sorry, it's the truth. Y'all know it's the truth.
That may be true.
So
okay,
what's the time's talking about?
Okay, so Lady J saying, nah, it's not that much of a shock to her anymore. Hearing about people breaking up, that's like
Never.
nothing.
Yeah,
and I
that's
wasn't shocked per se, but not shocked. That's
I
not
think
the
you
right
were
word.
just saying like, oh man,
I was
27
surprised.
years. Like what?
Well, it wasn't even
Why
that.
were you surprised?
Well, okay, so
I
I
mean,
guess I'm
They're
conditioned.
billionaires. Not saying that billionaires divorce. I'm just saying.
But you're right. I guess I'm conditioned to think of the stereotypes in this situation.
Yeah.
I'm conditioned to think of the guy who seems like he's always unfaithful. I'm conditioned to think of maybe movie stars,
But John,
stuff like
let me tell you
that.
something.
But
Sometimes,
I don't
let
know.
me tell you, sometimes, and let me tell you, just in the moments of our bad times, I'm like, if it stayed like this, I could see, seriously, because
you can see us getting divorced.
No, I'm saying I can see why other people.
Well, you better fix that. You know what I'm saying? You can see why other people want to get divorced.
You have to work on it, though. You have to be willing to work. But some people actually feel like they change and they grow apart.
What happens?
And that kind of thing.
What
Like,
happens when you get tired of working? So this is the thing. What if one of the two people is just like, you know what? I'm tired of working. I
That
don't
means
wanna
you're
work
working
no
all
more.
the time. That means you're always having issues and you're having to work all the time.
Yeah.
So there's something else that's not right. You
Clearly.
see what I'm saying?
Clearly.
So,
So it's not that simple.
But I'm saying, let's say one partner is constantly just about them.
Right.
It's never returned, reciprocated. It's always
Yeah.
just me.
Right.
After a while,
You think there's only so much a human being can actually
I
take?
think there's
of
only
that.
so much. And I'm not promoting divorce, but
Right.
I'm trying to say
But you understand.
we should be able to understand
Right.
that even after 27 years,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Brian said, what if they did this for a major tax break? Come on, if you lasted 27 years, you still care for the person. This might be a strategic move. Either that or she upgraded her phone from Windows to iPhone. That could have been it. She might have got an iPhone phone.
And then
In
that
fact,
was it.
I wonder if all this time she's had to do Windows and she's really divorcing him because she wants to do iPhone now.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? She likes Apple products. I'd divorce somebody for that.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding. Many people are married legally but not in love and relationship. That's true. And I
that's
guess you can
true.
see that a lot maybe I'm saying I don't like the stereotypes that we believe in. And one of them is that people with money are incapable of actual real love and that really all they're doing is arrange stuff
Business.
anyway.
No, they want
And
true love
I think
too.
I think they're
I
humans.
do.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I don't think that's what
They are
Primo's saying.
humans.
I'm just
that's
saying.
not what he's saying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, people say that they grow apart, and then when they get the empty nest, they don't know each other. Okay, so maybe. So what you're suggesting, Gabby, is that
Okay.
maybe their 18-year-old grew up and went out of the house, and now they're like, "What are we doing this for?" still?
And you're right about that because what happens is, I believe sometimes, when you're in the relationship and you've got the kids, you have not done things like, the date nights we're talking about. You have not spent time together getting to know the changes that you have made in your growth as a
Right.
person.
Right.
So then when the kids do leave, because all you're doing is saying, okay, so-and-so has basketball practice. Okay, it's time for us to go to this play. Let's do this with the kids. Let's go on vacation with the family.
Which is why you're saying stuff like this date your mate month thing as an excuse to just do it is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because it gets you to be like, let me pay attention to my relationship again.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you can just
get caught up.
sleepwalk your way into divorce.
Exactly. And if Bill and what's her name?
Melinda.
I
How
told you
come
I
you
don't
still
know her.
know her name?
I don't know her. This is my first time.
Just think of this. You never heard of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation?
No,
They give away millions
all
of
I hear
dollars.
is that Bill Gates gives away millions of.
It's the two of them together.
I didn't realize
they have
that.
this foundation, and they
So
give away
they're
so
not
much
going to
money.
stop working together.
Maybe not. Maybe
I
not.
guess they don't have to
Because
see each other.
I wonder all that.
They don't have to see each other.
The way that the 1.8 billion thing was transferred, the way that happened so easily, or seemingly so easily, because here's the thing. You know they don't have a prenup, right?
Yeah. Which means
They do not have a prenup.
So does that say?
Hold on. And they got married in 1994. And y'all remember Windows 95.
Yes.
Windows 95 was a big thing.
Right.
That might have been one of the best-selling ones.
But-
so Bill Gates was already Bill Gates when they got married. So
True.
it's not like they didn't have a prenup because he didn't know or something like
right.
that.
But listen, that kind of shows something. Doesn't that show that maybe they were really in love? And that, 27 years and you got kids, there was some love there, right?
You would
And
assume that.
Yes, and that they, planned on having a lasting marriage.
Probably.
If
Probably.
you're not doing a prenup and you got
Right.
all that money,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
That is unusual.
Let's see if the
That's
Chimes
very
agree
unusual.
with that.
Anyway, real quick, this article right here, I don't know if we can't click that, but you can click it in there. We need this.
Okay.
Because Julian says a great article on the gray divorce, divorce phenomenon. I've never heard of that before, Julian, but I would love to read that article. So anyway, we'll probably go
we'll get
afterwards
it,
and
yeah.
find it. We can get that. Actually, Julian, text that to me right now, man. So I don't forget
Yeah,
it, please.
text it, 'cause it's not
Text it to me.
showing up.
Yeah, it may be in here, but I don't want to lose it. And then I can have it afterwards. It's also possible having that much money gives you access to levels of freedom that poor people don't have access to. We need each other to survive. That's true. I think there's definitely a different world out there.
It is. We don't even know that
for the
world.
extremely rich. And I'm saying he's worth 130
billionaire?
billion.
Come on.
He's
It's
not just a
something we
billionaire.
can't
He's
even-
130
I know,
billionaire.
it's something we can't,
You
and
know
they
what I'm
don't even dress or even look extra. They don't even look like billionaires like that.
Right,
Like they,
right.
it's nothing.
Right.
You know. So
By the way, Primo said it only took you 13 minutes to execute the gas face. You got that right, Jack.
I said that quietly. I didn't think you caught that.
Julian said communication issues, lack of alignment, next steps, direction in life. That's true. Okay, Lady J, I don't agree with this. She says, yes, you can. The stock market can make you that rich. I don't know if you're making 130 million even in the stock market unless you do it as a workaholic. That's what I'm trying to say. I said million. I meant billion.
I'm about to say. You
Sorry,
mean billion,
I meant billion.
right? Yeah.
All I'm saying, Lady J, is yes, you could do that in the stock market, but you'd have to be workaholicing that too to make 130 billion.
At some point, you have to be. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like it's not just going to be like. all of
Yeah,
a sudden,
you're making that much money unless you are some level of workaholic.
Mm-hmm.
Does this mean the next window update will come in 2 parts? Oh my goodness, that's such a hilarious.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I haven't used Windows in years, so I have no idea. For Shalita Davis, a constant state of feeling unloved and unappreciated will, notice tense, likely end in my loss. You have to be careful
I'm
with that.
telling you. And I think another reason. So that was one reason. You're
Okay.
right. Okay. Unloved and unappreciated.
You want to see if the Chimes agree with something you just said, though. And I want to see, yeah, that's fair. If they got married in 94 and no prenup, there was love there.
Yes.
Or at least the hope for it, and legit makes me sad. Yes.
No,
that's what I feel.
really. I think there was a love there.
Mm-hmm.
They had kids and everything. But at some point, I think they even said that they grew apart. I think that was even said by them. But it's just crazy because I'm going to read you this quick little something from this Time magazine. Oh, yeah, here it is. He said
Kim,
great divorce
I
rate.
can't even put that on the screen.
Oh, my goodness. You just got to see
He
that.
just right here.
You just
He
got
put
to
it
see
right here. We can't even put up the last part of the conversation.
Y'all just have to see
Primo
that on
and
your
all
own
that.
somewhere.
Oh my goodness, man.
Okay. Go ahead and put that.
What? This is right here?
I don't know. Just put
Chris, Bill has been going on holiday with his ex-girlfriend. Yes, what somebody else just said. As ex-girlfriend every year for a while with Melinda's knowledge and permission. Okay, so then that
whole
suggests.
But that suggests what I said.
That they said, okay.
Have planned.
Yes.
They planned earlier on that when the kid turns 18 and everybody's grown.
Yes.
We're done.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes.
So you can do your thing. You know. It was his ex-wife he was going with. Oh, ex-girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why ex-girlfriend?
So Kay says,
and
I agree with you, Kay, and this is kind of what we're talking about tonight. It's very common that couples divorce after 20-something years. Many agree to remain in the marriage to provide a stable family/environment until the children are of age. Yes. That is a normal thing. That's what I'm saying. That's what he said. That's why I can't even put it up there.
I'm so, it's so funny.
So I'll just say what Primo was trying to say. Does a prenup demonstrate that you don't fully trust your partner?
Just think about what he could have
don't even think
accidentally.
about it. No.
That's so funny.
So no, Primo. No, I don't. Okay, so let me just say this. Let me say this real quick. First of all, there's something that Bryant said earlier. Bryant said that rich people have access to stuff that we don't really know about, and this is something that somebody. Thank you, babe. This is something that somebody hit me to recently. Not that many years ago though. It was somebody who has a lot of money, and they were saying to me that they made their money before they met their spouse, and then they said that their spouse had been previously married and all this other kind of stuff. And what this person didn't want to happen, he said, if I die, I want my wife to get the money. I don't want my wife's ex-husband to get any money or anything like that. And sometimes, if you don't do it right, you end up, what you trying to do?
Sheldon just got here, so I'm trying to.
You trying to do this right here?
No, babe. I'm trying to press the question.
This one right here, so he can see what's going on.
The wrong one.
Okay. I do got two of them on there. Sorry. So we're talking about being divorced after 20 years, Sheldon. 27 years. We're talking about Bill and Melinda Gates and what happened. And Primo just asked whether or not having a prenuptial agreement automatically presupposes that you don't trust your spouse. And I said that does not necessarily mean that. I think that there are some complicated things that happen in a relationship when you've been married before and stuff that sometimes makes it so the scenario I gave was, I know somebody who had a lot of money, who had been married before, and his wife that he was about to marry had been married before too. And they didn't want there to be any kind of, in fact, she had money as well.
Exactly.
And they didn't want there to be any issues with the money after they die going to the wrong people and stuff like that, which can happen if you don't have that thing. A prenup is basically like a will, but it's before you actually die, right? And it's something that we agree to before we get married about the division of our assets. If something were to happen, we were to split, or something were to happen in my death, or something like that. So in a lot of cases, and Agus said, it's the responsible thing to do. And I guess what I'm saying is, we as people that don't have that much money don't really understand this.
No.
So for us, it's automatic. If they do a prenup, they must not trust each other, or they must be planning to get divorced. It doesn't always mean that. In some cases, I think it does, but in other cases, no. So I don't think it's automatic that means it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Edgar says prenups and life insurance are things people need to get comfortable with. You're right. now, we have a life insurance policy. Both of us do. In fact, we have more than one. And you guys need one too. I don't know if you have one. I really.
Some people think because they're young they don't need it. But
I got serious about this when we got in our car accident and almost died. I was like, yo, man, I can't be leaving my wife and no money. You know what I'm saying? In fact, honestly, our policy is good. Mine is better than hers, so that if I die, I can give her in my death what I could have never given her while I was living. So at least she has something. You know what I'm saying? At least she can snuggle up to the money at night. You know, since I won't be there no more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, my point is, no, I don't think it's automatic. So the fact that they didn't have a prenup says something to me, because that says to me, I know Bill knew what a prenup was.
Yes, of course.
He had money already. He was already Bill Gates in 1994. So the fact that he wasn't doing it, I think that was a statement that they must have been making about their desire to at least feel like they were definitely going into this for love. And something must have changed along the way. Who knows?
Okay, so I'm just going to read this real quick.
Okay.
While most people who are going to divorce do some within the first few years of their marriage, this generation of 50-plus folks, Melinda 57, Bill 65, are more likely to divorce are more likely to divorce than the 50 plus folks who came before them. A trend that is notable enough to have its own name, and that is great divorce.
Okay, so that's
what I'm
in
saying?
here.
Right.
Now go up to the top. What's the name of this article?
This is the one
I know, but what's the name of it? Okay, it's not called The Great Divorce. All right, it's a different one.
Yeah.
We're reading a Time magazine article that talks about what happened with Bill and Melinda Gates. And Sheldon is saying here, they said their relationship was irrevocably broken. So who knows what happened, but something happened at some point
if you're
to break it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going on vacation with your ex, I mean, you
Chris Joseph said at the end of the day, Melinda's DMs are blowing up right now. That's basically,
you got that right.
You know that already.
You got that right.
She got 1.8. And I think she has her own money too, but Bill went ahead and transferred $1.8 billion. You know what I'm saying? Worth of stuff to her, so it's not a problem. So it shouldn't be an if. It's till death. Okay, Sylvia, I agree with that.
Yes.
Right? But what if prenups are not just about the if? And that's what I'm saying this person helped me with. If April and I are married, we're married now, and let's say I were to pass away and April got a bunch of money, and then she met some other guy.
I would want that money to go to my kids.
Right. She may not want there to be a problem with when she dies, the money goes to her new husband, who had nothing to do with this situation here. And to me, that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think prenups could be about what happens if you divorce, but they can also be what happens when you die too. There's both of those things that are in there.
That's true.
But if they were to divorce, what happens to that money?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's true.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so I guess my point is that I don't automatically think we don't have a prenup, but it's probably largely because we don't have any money. I'm just kidding. We also wouldn't have one anyway, for no reason. Okay. Wu says she was out of his league. That may in fact be true, but he definitely had enough money to, you know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Primo says, tells Shalita all the time, don't be sad too long if I die. You about to get paid. That's what I'm saying. I told April, you know what I'm saying? Don't even worry about it. When I die, man, you about to get paid.
The money does not replace.
No, it does not. We know that. But it does something. You know what I'm saying? You need something to be able to pay for the funeral at least. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay, so here's the other question I have. He was 65, she was 56.
Yes.
Same league. That's what Sheldon said.
She was 57, he was 65, yeah.
Right, 65 and 57. Okay, so but there was some other stuff in this article, though, that you had. Oh, Sheldon, what's he talking about? I'd like to think they've evolved to the place that money doesn't mean to them what it may have once meant to them. Remember, they pledged to give it all away, so their priority isn't money, it's about peace. That's true, Sheldon. They actually, when they made this foundation, the whole point of it was to give away more money than they would even keep.
I need to call them.
I'm trying to tell you, man, we need to both do that. You know what I'm saying?
She talking about they both old.
You think that's old, Gabby? We right around the corner from them.
You around the corner.
You are too, sweetie.
I am not around the corner to
yes,
no
you
57.
are. Brian talking about, I hear until death, but do we realize there are so many ways to die? Death of love, death of fidelity, death of trust, death of finances. That's a very good.
I've heard people say stuff like that.
Yeah, I wonder how people think about that.
I do too.
Yeah.
That's a good question, because even with cheating, I've heard that, cheating doesn't necessarily mean you are cheating with another person. And so, what was it like cheating? What did we hear? What was it, that thing that guy said? You talking about? I know what you're talking about. It wasn't along the lines of cheating. Okay.
He was basically saying that the Bible talks about two ways to be able to get out of marriage.
Right.
One is death and the other is infidelity.
Yeah.
And what he said was, sometimes your relationship dies.
Oh, so that's exactly what
that's what Brian is saying.
Death
of that sometimes there's another kind of death that could happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Entanglements, right?
Yeah, I don't know about that. By the way, Gabby agreed that you are, and I'm assuming she means you are old, and I think she's either talking about me or you.
She's talking about you.
She's just saying I'm old, not her.
Right.
Clamore said folk with money got different problems. That's very true, Clamore. You are right about that. Sheldon talking about entanglements. That's true.
Exactly.
Cheating can be betrayal of the heart. Yeah, agreed. There are different kinds of cheating. It doesn't have to be with an actual person. I agree with that. But we're talking now this other thing of, is it okay to divorce somebody if your relationship dies, basically?
We're talking
about from the position of believers.
That would be very hard for me if I was in a marriage and the person did not want to try to fix it anymore. You know what I'm saying? You were done. But you want to stay in the marriage, but be not doing anything to try to make it work. How do you do that? You know? Or the person's being selfish. Or like Primo said, you know, he's not or she's not loving and appreciating. I mean, you know, it has to be two that's trying to work on this. Now, I'm not saying that you should divorce. I'm saying that again. But that's hard.
So here's my feeling.
Saying.
I agree this hard, but here's my feeling. All right. And this is where I think that Christian marriages, or I should say marriages for people who are believers, should be different from marriage of people who just, you know, are not believers. Okay. And here it is. Us both being in it and wanting to do it is not, I think that's ideal, but that's not necessarily... Okay, here's what I'm really saying.
I know it.
I think that a Christian marriage is willing to be one-sided. Meaning, I take a vow to you that says, whether you reciprocate or not, I'm going to love you. I'm going to cherish you. I'm going to honor you, even if you don't reciprocate that. So in sickness and in health means today you're healthy on this day that we're getting married. But if you get sick, I am still going to be with you. I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to cherish you.
You mean figuratively sick?
No, I mean like really sick. Like if you
like
are
sickening? Like
not
if
sick,
you become sickening. If you are sickening,
you make me sick to my
gotta
stomach. No, I'm just saying that's the difference in my opinion. And here's where I feel the character growth is, because then marriage turns into something that actually transforms us and actually can have the ability to save us and make us into people that we'd have never been if we didn't struggle through.
Listen,
so I'm saying
totally
every marriage
agree
has
with you.
struggles, but I think the difference between a marriage of a believer and one that's not a believer is simply that you are willing to make it one-sided. You don't want it to be. You want it to be where both of us are working on it. That's ideal. We want that to happen. I don't really want to be in a relationship where it's just me doing all the work and you're not doing anything. But I'm saying if I'm really a believer, I'm gonna be willing because I took a vow. And the vow is like a covenant. It's not a contract. I mean, contract, you break your end, and I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. But a covenant is like, whether you do your part or not, I'm gonna do what I said I'm gonna do. I'm making a promise to you.
So the whole point is you got to make sure you're marrying the right person. Is that it? I mean,
well, for a different episode, I'm not sure it's possible to marry the right person. I read an article recently about that.
Let's talk about that
later.
episode.
We'll have a different episode about
definitely.
it. But I'm not sure it's possible.
So look at
maybe
what
next
Daisy
week.
says here. So it's okay if it becomes one-sided at a point. Not from the beginning, though. I understand that.
Okay, so if it's one-sided from the beginning, Daisy, don't marry that person.
Exactly.
Do not do it.
That's
because
a
that person's
red
showing
flag right
that person's
there.
showing you up front. They don't have any. They're not even going to attempt. Now remember, each person is making a vow. So April is willing to be one-sided just as much as I'm willing to be one-sided. And actually, when we're at our happiest, it's when we're not thinking about ourselves and instead we're thinking about doing for the other, whether they're doing it for us or not. That's when we're actually the happiest. But the reality is there are going to be ruts like we've been in, where it feels like one of us is doing all of it, or where it feels like the things that we're doing aren't quite hitting or whatever. So Daisy, I would say if it's at the beginning, I wouldn't enter into a covenant relationship with a person that's showing you from the beginning they have no intention of actually doing it.
But I want to say something though, because you said if you are both believers, right? But what if one is a believer in name only?
Then that's a different story.
No, yeah, because
that person's not really a believer.
But I'm saying they say they do, but they don't necessarily act or do the things that a believer would do. In that, I mean, we all mess up, but I'm saying in that trying to work on it, because I really believe if it's just one-sided, how do you? And I understand, that is God love. Okay.
Yeah, which is what Chris says. But that's God like loving your spouse as God loves us.
But let's talk about this because at a certain point.
Well, you're not God.
God said, I know. I'm not saying that, but because you have to have God doing it through you.
Correct.
Right.
Right.
But there are some times in the Bible when the Lord said you got to, kick the dust off your feet and keep on going because that person ain't gonna be. That person is not even trying.
He wasn't talking about in the marriage context, but I know that text you're talking about.
I know, but what I'm saying is that whole point was they're not going to change.
Right.
They're not doing anything, and
So,
they're not going to do anything.
I do think that's a consideration that a person should think about. So,
It should.
So Clamora
Okay.
agreed. I agree with April. It takes two to make a marriage work. The sacredness of marriage has been replaced with the idea of it being business rather than an avenue to draw us closer to God. If both parties are focused on God, the idea of divorce or relationship is dead. It's completely irrelevant in my opinion. I mean, no offense to those who have been through divorce. Or
Exactly,
in the
and that's what I'm
process of-
saying, because even with two believers, I cannot imagine being in the rut we were in,
Right.
and
Long
it being,
term.
I
Yeah.
can't even
So let me
I can't even imagine. You're unhappy, like you're literally
miserable.
miserable.
So I'm gonna say this.
That's
I-
hard.
I actually believe that God gives grace in those situations, and I think He really ultimately understands that we are dust. So,
Yes.
so human beings can only take so much. And I think if you're going through that year after year after year after year, I can understand exactly what you said. I can understand a person saying, you know what, I can't do this anymore.
Right.
It's just too much. It's been too long.
Especially, let me say this,
And
though,
there's literally no reciprocation.
If you have done, and I will say this, I think you need to do everything possible.
Right.
You know, have you done everything possible to try to really, mend
Right.
this marriage back together?
Right.
But what I'm saying is, if both aren't trying, it's not possible. Both
Right.
aren't trying.
It's gonna be a
It's
problem.
not possible at all.
All right. Lady J says, that's not realistic though. Talking about what we were talking about earlier. You can only do so much sacrificing. And if you're not being replenished, eventually you're not going to have anything else to give. That's basically what you're saying.
I am saying that. I'm saying even when you are, and I believe God can do anything. So I'm not trying to say
Of course not.
that He can't, but we are human.
But
and
see,
I do believe that is very difficult to give and give and give and give, and the person is not reciprocating. The person is not even trying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So here's the thing about this that I think we need to be transparent about. We have done a bad job over the years as a body of believers with the issue of divorce.
Yeah, I agree.
We have been very unrealistic in our expectations, also in our declarations to people of
And
how
you
they should
not
feel
in
and how
that
they should
house.
be. And you're not even there. You're not
You
even
don't
part
know
of it.
what they're going
Right.
through every day.
So when someone comes to me with their personal issue that they're going through in their marriage, I sympathize with them. I listen to them, and I try my best to feel what they're feeling
Right.
and to validate what they're feeling because it's real.
Right.
And I don't want to diminish it in any way. But the reality is, when it really comes down to it, some people are literally in situations where it feels like a dead end with literally no way out.
Right.
And it's never going to change. I don't know what that
Exactly.
feels like.
Right.
So I'm not sure that I can actually say, hey, listen, this is what you got to do. I know it's hard, but you can get over it. I don't want to diminish it like
No.
that and make it like it's, you know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
This
But-
is a real thing people are dealing with all the time.
They are. And that's
And
what
they're
I'm saying.
saying, I can't take it no
But
more.
it takes two. You can't do it by yourself.
Right.
Like it's not I think it now, I'm not going to say that because it is possible with God. But are you willing to go through that? Because it could be years. I know this lady, she told me she stayed in years of abuse. Now, I'm not saying you should stay in abuse.
Right.
But she did.
Right.
Okay. And she prayed and prayed and prayed. And out of nowhere, something happened and her husband changed. And she's so happy. She can't believe it. It was
She's
like,
glad she stayed.
right. It was
But
like 8
it was
years.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm saying that's a lot of turmoil.
Yeah. So not
You know
only
what I
are
mean?
vows made
'Cause
to each other, but
'cause-
also to God. The later may be the more important now. You mean the latter? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
when we make our vow, we make it to God as well as to each other. That's true. And that
Yes.
and what I think is there are many people who stay longer than they ever wanted to based on that.
I do
so
believe
So I
that.
think there are some people
I do agree
who,
with that.
because they believe
Because
in the
they
vow
made
that
that
they
vow.
made to God,
Exactly.
that they want to try as long as possible. And maybe they
Right.
go 10, 11, 12 years longer than they would have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who
Definitely.
knows?
Yes.
But I think there are a lot of people in these situations. By the way, Primo's making fun of you saying April is the expert biblical eisegesis. Shake the dust off your feet. Donnell says definitely a discussion. That's true. Some value keeping the children in the
Yes.
family. True.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Wolf says everybody has a limit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Culture driven and very dogmatic. One size doesn't fit all. Personal experience. That's what I'm really
That's
trying
what
to say,
I'm saying.
Donnell.
That's what I'm
really,
saying,
and
too.
April's saying that too. That we can't just force fit everybody into this
No.
and say, listen, this is what you gotta do and that's it, and
Exactly.
not really even try to
Even
understand
after
what people are
27
doing.
years.
Right.
It's like even after 27 years,
Exactly.
that's still the case.
All right, so here's another question, Siobhan. What if there's no reciprocation sexually? The marriage is physically lacking with sex. And they are both believers. There is no cheating, no disrespect, nothing going on. You're both Christians of the same faith, and sex has died. I actually have a perfect thing for that.
Yes.
So we actually, you need to come to this. You know
How
what I'm
to
saying?
Fire Up Your Sex Life on Monday, May 10th at
We
8
actually
o'clock
have-
p.m.
We actually have several reasons why this could be the case.
Yes.
And we know there are several reasons why this might be a problem. So go to sexlife.justjohnandapril.com if you haven't already done
Sign
this.
up.
Sign up for our free live event. It's coming up on May 10th, and it will be at 8 o'clock. And we're going to talk in there about several things that keep people from being able to have shame-free sex in their Christian relationship.
Exactly.
And one of these things could be your issue, and maybe you'll start,
Well, that's
firing
not
that joint up.
necessarily her issue.
That's true. Might
You
not
talking
be
about
yours.
people.
Could be anybody.
She was just asking
You know
the
what I'm saying?
question.
That's right.
Okay.
We don't know.
Yeah, she was just asking the question.
Yeah, so
But-
there could
but-
be a number of things that you do in that situation. But anyway, the longer answer comes on May
you're
8th.
right about that because yes, the you mean the 10th you say?
The 10th, what I said,
Yeah,
the 8th?
you said the 8th. You meant
Sorry.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So Donnell
So-
says guilt, shame, pride, yes.
Yes.
All those things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And Siobhan, I think you have to get help. Like, we tried to fix it ourselves. I know a friend of mine, she was going through something and her response was, I'm just going to get a book and I'm going to take us through marriage counseling. I was like, you
that
can't
doesn't
do
work,
that,
girl.
boo.
Right.
That does not work. Like, you are not, you're going to be on your side every time.
That's true.
You can't do that. Like,
Right.
sometimes you actually need help. And it's okay. And that's what I'm saying. You have to do everything. To me, you need to do everything possible.
Yeah.
And then you can say, not then you can say, but then there may be a time where you say,
We've done everything.
Where do we go from here?
Yeah.
Because
here's the thing I think. Even God doesn't force us. And if your spouse is in a relationship they don't want to be in, and they're demonstrating that through their actions,
Right.
at some point you may have to say, you know what, maybe we should end this because you clearly don't want to be in this.
Yeah.
That may be the case in some situations. Okay, so Clamore says, April Nixon, it's one-sided with the Holy Trinity. The Godhead gives, and yet in our humanity we take, we never repay it, but we have an outline. We have an outline set by Christ on how we can change that. So I agree with that, but remember, that's the example that Christ sets for us and God sets for us. That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're trying to do. That's why we do the covenant, but we're not God, so we come up short all the time. God can do it and do it perfectly. We need him in us in order to make it so that we can actually do that.
Exactly.
Siobhan Ross therapy. Yes, that's true. Oh my goodness, I can't put that on there.
Oh my goodness. Gabby, you are crazy.
In my opinion, the single biggest factor to a long and happy marriage is picking the right compatible person from the beginning. So this is the thing. This is why we have to talk about this.
We have to talk about
Next
this.
week we're talking about
live.
this.
This is another live.
I got this article that I read where it says you never really marry the right person. We'll talk about that next time.
Is there a right?
Is there a right person? That's what next week's going to be on.
Yeah, we need to talk about that.
Yeah, because the reality is, I agree that compatibility makes sense. I think it makes sense to look through certain things at the beginning, but sometimes people change, literally, to be totally different from what you married in the first place.
But then you go back to, in sickness and in health, to death do you part.
True.
But is that sickness? Or are you just sickening? Seriously, like, we need to talk about this.
Tavares.
What up? Relationships are hard. It's so many things that break up marriages and families. And
True.
that's so true.
And especially when the devil is like throwing stuff at
oh
everybody.
my goodness.
like
And
trying
that's
to
why
break it.
you
know what I'm saying?
can't judge.
Yeah,
Because everybody's situation is different.
That's true.
Everyone needs help.
That's
You're
true.
right, Sheldon.
Yeah. That's why there are experts to help. That's true.
That's true.
Yeah. I agree, but compatibility is achieved after going through some refinement. That is true too. And that's why sometimes when you're in your relationship with your spouse, if you guys are growing together, then there are some refinements that are going to happen throughout that thing that are going to be helpful.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's very important. Growing together and adjusting to the changes in each other. Yeah, it's hard to do that too. I certainly did, but being right within yourself is more important. That's a big thing too. We talk to people all the time about preparing themselves for marriage by basically trying to become the kind of person that you would actually want to marry.
And then actually being that person.
Right, like for real, not just like faking it and looking like it on the outside. You know what I'm saying?
Or I would say, sometimes you can't necessarily be the person that you want to marry because you probably want to be with somebody that has some differences than you.
Right.
So if you try to be that, really you need to be accepting who you are. Because, if I'm like, oh, I really want to be a people person because I want to marry a people person. I don't want somebody who and I'm going to try to do that. And that's not me. And then I'm trying to be somebody else. You have to be, to me, you need to accept who you are first and be comfortable with who you are. Then you can easily, I feel like you can have a better time with trying to find that person because you're not trying to find yourself too.
Right.
You know who you are. You've accepted that.
I agree with that. Here's what I would say. I would say that a person who is preparing to be married would want to work on like fruits of the spirit type stuff. So like I wouldn't be worrying about being more outgoing. Who cares about that?
Right.
I want to be
patient.
more patient. You know what I'm saying? More kind.
Have
you know
more
what I'm saying?
self-control.
Stuff like that. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
If I work on that stuff, those are the things that I want someone that I'm married to have.
That's right. That's right.
me.
But we don't always look at those things.
Correct.
We look at other things.
Those are the important things.
I hear people saying, I want to make sure that I have the right job
Right.
and I got my money right.
Right,
And
right.
is that really going to
Right.
make your marriage better?
Right. That's important, but that's not the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? Don't get married if you're not ready to accept the real truth about you.
Yeah.
Yep. There
Exactly.
You go. The grind is real in marriage. It is.
It is, man. It is.
Yes, but how many people actually know who they are? That's true. You don't
That is
know,
true.
especially early.
But you know what? You ask the Lord, please show me who I am.
That's
Because
true.
when you find out, you're going to be like, ooh, Lord, fix me.
That's
Change
true.
me.
You're right.
And that's the thing. If you ask God to reveal who you really are, show me who I really am, then when God shows you, because you really don't, you ask for that, but we really don't want to see
I don't
who
know
we
if we
really
really
are.
want to see it all the way. When he shows you that, you're like,
It's
oh.
ugly, right? And
Yikes.
then we can say, Lord, change me into who you want me to be. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. Okay, so it's more difficult when you're getting together because you grow into some different as you get older. Right, that's what I'm saying, Kim. That's the point I'm making. This is what the article is saying, which we're going to talk about next week.
It's more difficult when you get together young. That's what she said.
Where she said that? What did I say?
You said it's.
I said it's more difficult when you get together because I think I skipped young. You're right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes it is. Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like we got together young and it wasn't
But
that hard.
I think we grew together. You know what I mean?
agree.
Like I feel like we kind of grew together. We were kind of, but there were some times where somebody was going through a growth spurt and the other one wasn't, and there was
True.
the rut there
True.
that took place
True.
because there was something else happening.
You're right. Because
But-
not all of it happened at the same time.
Right.
It wasn't steady growth together at the same exact level all the time.
So I agree with you a bit on that one.
Yeah. A lot of people want the wedding and forget about the marriage. That's true.
That is very true.
Elaine, learn yourself accurately. By their fruit you shall know them. Clamoy. Very true. Hi, it's me. It's nice to meet me. Yeah, that's true. God shows you and you try to break the glass. Wait. God shows you and you try to break the glass.
God shows you yourself.
like
you try to break the glass.
Yeah. Okay, the amount of time spent in your partner selection process will directly correlate to how long and how happy you are after the wedding. I think
the amount of time spent in your partner selection.
he thinks he's saying the partner selection process should be more. We should take more time doing that than we usually do. Okay. We're going to talk about that more next week.
Yes, we'll
because
talk
this
about that
article
more
that I
next
have,
week.
I'm telling
Yes,
you.
we'll
Like I
talk
said,
about-
before y'all ask Team John, booyah.
Be quiet,
We're
Primo.
about to get to that
Be
in a
quiet.
second, too. God shows us who we really are in our own marriage. However, we often think it's our partner who needs to change. Change. But God trying to reveal our true self by speaking to us through our partner. That is true.
Yes.
That's very true.
He's bringing a word.
And then Horace says, show me in increments. Reveal all of me. I might be screaming, who can be saved?
Exactly. Lord got to just give you a little bit.
Okay, so marriage is meant to push you toward Jesus. Agreed. I might have walked straight through Jesus a couple times. My wife basically has to tuck Jesus in at night to deal with me. So let's get back, before we do
Okay.
Team John and Team April, let's get back to Bill and Melinda and what happened after 27 years of marriage and the fact that they're breaking up at this point. Our original question that I really asked you was, what in the world happened? How does something like that happen? And it seems like what we've come to is, at least in their particular case, it seems like this might have been something that they planned for a while, that basically maybe they knew a long time ago that this was not it, and they decided maybe to stay for the kids or something like that, because some things happened sort of in a time like, okay, we're going to announce it today, here's the 1.8 billion.
It was
you know what I'm
planned.
saying?
Look,
it feels like it was all
I'm
planned
telling
out.
10 years ago, they were like, look, we about to set this thing up.
Yeah, this is
okay.
why. This ain't working.
When little Nene turned 18.
I'm sure the child's not named Nene. Bill and Melinda Gates.
You know?
It's like Karen or you know what I'm saying? Or something
When
like
Apple turns 18.
Amy. You think they named their daughter Apple?
Well, you know.
Nowhere in the world. They named her Windows maybe.
Just joking. No,
or
but
Vista.
yeah, when Vista turns 18.
Yeah, there you go.
Deuces. Okay, that's it. That's it.
But you really don't know
your mate until you live
with them. That's true too. There's some things you don't really know or understand about them until you live with them.
Some things.
I'm actually going to be Team April today. She beasted it today. Oh, brother. You know what,
My
man?
brother, woo!
We're supposed to be.
Yes.
What in the world, man?
Go ahead and put that out. We ready.
She found out the microchips and she found out the microchips and the vaccine. I'm Team 1994 Microsoft stock options. Yeah, Nene, exactly. Apple ain't nowhere in the world her name is Apple. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. So, question tonight is Team John or Team April? As usual, we want you to put your so put Team John or Team April in the chat if you want to. If you don't want to do that, you can use your emojis on Facebook. You can just put a heart if you want Team April, a thumbs up if you want Team John, or you can do a laughy face if you're Team both of us. You know what I'm saying? But yes, next week is going to be lit.
It is.
We're going to be talking about, the idea next week is whether or not you ever can really marry the right person. Mm-hmm. Is there such a thing as marrying the right person? You know what I'm saying?
Getting with the right person to marry them.
Exactly right. Is there a right person for you? You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Kim.
Gabby's Team April.
Yeah,
Bryant is Team John. Kim Booker is Team April, and she's April. That only counts once. Thank you very much.
That's 2 points.
Elaine is Team April all day.
Shakina.
Team April.
Thank you, girl.
Jocelyn, Team April. And Tavares is Team both of us.
Aww.
So far. And Gabe Team April wins today, but PC has been winning for the past month. Hello?
Madeline's back to Team John and April because she was Team John last week.
That's right. Yes. Kala's Team April.
Yeah, Kala.
Horace, Team John. April misquoted scripture, so not exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
I did not misquote.
I
was making a point.
Shake the dust off your feet is actually in the Bible.
Thank you.
But it's when Jesus tells the people that going from house to house when they're supposed to be winning people.
Yeah, when the people
that
don't
if they
want
reject you, shake the dust off your feet and go to the next town. So it is a thing.
Thank you. When they reject you. So when he rejects the marriage, done.
It's not in the marriage context. That's the point.
All I'm saying is you need to switch that.
Show talking about he came too late to decide. No, you didn't. You know what I'm saying? When that happens, I have to press my Team John, which is right beside enter on my Mac.
Wow, you're wrong for
right
that.
Beside
you're wrong. You're wrong for that.
Okay, well, yeah, it's definitely Team John. You know what I'm saying?
As husbands,
Chris,
we have
Team
secure
John.
life insurance.
Yes, we do. You know what I'm saying? Secure that. Secure the bag in death. You know what I'm saying? You are right about that. And then Egg will put in April again. Is that you voting for Saba right there? April, Team April, Melanie.
Thank you, Melanie.
I have to join again and do a cumulative count. No, you don't, Sheldon.
Come on, Sheldon.
We go back farther than you and April
Sheldon.
do. The answer is Team John. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying?
You know?
Sylvia giving us hearts. You know what I'm saying? That would be
Team April.
But she did it twice. And I'm saying,
that's right. So it's 2 points. So now I got 2 extra points from her and Kim.
Why do people come with the Spanish every week?
Exactly.
You know Denise, Team April. Man, I got waxed this week.
You did.
I got
waxed last week. So
you know what I'm saying? That's fine.
Now,
what? Go ahead.
Now, I know we got this music going, and you can take that down and keep the music going if you want, because we have to just note a couple of things before we get off here.
So do you want this right here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's do that. Come on.
Some songs is bad.
Hey.
Anyway.
Hey.
So what we got to do now?
So, y'all know about that. May 10th at 8. Go ahead and sign up.
Yep. If you haven't signed up, or if you know somebody that needs to sign up, just send them this link right here, sexlife.justjohnandapril.com. That's for our free live event this Sunday at 8 p.m.
Yes. And if you want some merch, go ahead to merch.justjohnandapril.com. Y'all need to get you some chime shirts. Mm-hmm. And we got them looking really good. So
there's no point in coming here and being here all this time without wearing merch.
Exactly. Especially if you're a chime.
You know what I'm saying?
You know.
Oh, Julian says Team John for me. So a couple are coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, Jew.
But that's it. That's nobody else. Clamore finally got his team. Yeah, we heard about it, Clamore. Claire told us you got your top fan status. We're glad to hear about that. So you need to get
you a chime shirt.
Exactly. A top chime shirt. Kay said you both compliment each other each.
You both win every time.
Oh, that's nice, Kay.
Thank you, Okay.
I see you changed your picture. Are you on vacation somewhere, like in, Kirks and Caicos, or Turks and Caicos, I mean? Something like that. It looks like someplace really nice in your picture.
It's time for you
know
to
what
go to bed because you switching up letters and all that.
Gabe said I didn't hear the misuse of the verse. I changed to Team John. Yes.
I did not misuse the verse.
You did, April.
I wasn't saying divorce. I was just saying
Cynthia
like.
said Team April, so that gets you right back
Thank
where
you,
you were.
Cynthia.
You know what I'm saying?
You got me right back. First of all,
Primo loves the
Gabe's little
baseline
vote.
of this.
Gabe's little vote didn't do nothing for you, buddy.
Kay lives in
Hey,
Bermuda.
Horace.
Oh, you live in Bermuda.
I
so
love
that's your
Listen,
backyard then.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
I love Bermuda.
I do too.
I've been like 3 times, I think.
I've only been twice.
I've been 3 times.
My grandmother is half
Absolutely.
Bermudian though, so
So he might be your cousin.
yeah,
So.
related to the Wilsons.
Oh,
Anyway.
Wilson.
I don't know, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. So we're gonna see you next week, right here, 9 o'clock. We'll be here on Friday as well, not right here, but on YouTube. If you have not gotten or signed up for our YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe, and you can follow us everywhere else. We'll be here Friday with our podcast episode.
Let's
One more
dance
time. Oh, hold on. My vote made 190 to 12.
190.
Exactly. Now it's 189 to 13. You're right. I still got waxed. You know what I'm saying?
Wilsons and Williams are cousins.
Yes, I told you. I know that
Wow.
already.
Listen.
Yeah. So what's up,
I
cousin?
knew that.
You know what I'm saying?
It's okay. You a cousin now.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye, guys.